Hey guys, so I'm out here on the farm again this weekend, and I wanted to do another YouTube video. I keep saying I'm gonna do one video a month, but I just don't have the time. When I come out to the farm here, we're working on our site, and as you can see, my phone is acting up, and my normal days, I had some changes at work. I went from doing most of my routes were in town, and excuse me, now they're all out in the countryside. So, I'm learning new routes, and it takes up quite a bit of my time. I'm doing a good 200 miles a day out in the countryside, and it takes up a lot of time, and learning the new routes and everything is it's a lot on my plate. So I haven't had a chance to do a video, but I'm out here today, and I thought it would be a good time to do another video, even with my phone looking all weird, and you can see it's all hazy and whatever. Anyway, hopefully you guys get the idea here. Most of my videos are on homesteading and living off grid, I guess you could say, and that sort of stuff. Today I wanted to talk about something a little bit different. My buddy Prepared Wanderer on YouTube and Instagram did a video on a sling pack for like an EDC bag around town, that sort of thing. And it got me to thinking. I don't have a bag in my truck. I have my lunch bag, and that has some water and my lunch for the day and that sort of thing. But with these uncertain times, this may sound a little far-fetched, maybe not to some of you, but you hear a lot of stories about EMPs and things like that. What if I'm 100 miles away from home, and some foreign country decides to light us up with an EMP? It could happen. Now I'm out in the middle of nowhere in the countryside picking up dumpsters, and my truck breaks down, shuts off, everything shuts off due to an EMP. Then what? So I think I'm going to make myself a get home bag. Now, living in Oklahoma, since the kids were little, we made little bug out bags, mostly just a 3-day bag. They all had changes of clothing, 3 days worth of food, some life straws, first aid, shelter type stuff. When the kids were little, they also had some stuffed animals and some coloring books and that sort of thing. As they've gotten older and moved off and live on their own, we've kind of tweaked their bags. They both still have their bags. They have 3 days worth of food and water and purification and shelter. And I have one at home as well. In case a tornado comes through, I can grab my bag and some personal effects and get out before the tornado comes through. But I don't have a road bag. And again, putting 200 miles a day on my truck and being out in the countryside might be a good idea to have a bag in the truck. Some extra water, maybe a couple days of rations. I got a bunch of MREs. I can just take 2 or 3 and put them in a bag. It's not a big deal. Um, and it's really got me thinking, what would I put in a get home bag? Um, I don't know. What are your thoughts? What do you put in your get home bag? 3 days worth of food. I mean, socks, underwear, extra t-shirt, hygiene supplies. Definite must. I can go a couple of days without brushing my teeth. Oh, that's fine. But, if I got to walk 100 miles just to get somewhere, I'm going to want to keep my feet clean and other areas clean. You guys know what I'm talking about. So hygiene supplies, maybe some wipes, toothpaste, toothbrush, that sort of thing. But what else would you put in a get home bag? I like the Sawyer Mini. I have that in one of my bags, but I think that's more for a permanent situation or a longer situation. Probably put a life straw in there, a way to boil water, definitely for purification. I mean, carry 2 or 3 water bottles, that's great, but if you're putting 100 miles on, at best, what are you doing, 20, 25 miles a day? I'm looking at 4 days before I get home, just on average. So a means to purify water, food, clothes, some sort of shelter. A little plastic tarp wouldn't be a big deal. I would probably have some sort of a sleeping system, something, whether it's a blanket or some sort of a small sleeping bag to get in, because again, 2, 3, 4 days to get home, I'm going to be sleeping. I'm not going to be moving for 3 days, 4 days straight. So definitely going to do that. Unfortunately, I cannot have a firearm at work. I can't have it on property. Can't have it in my truck. So that's out. But my supervisor's kind of acquiesced, and he knows my affinity for knives, so he's okay with me carrying. I have a fixed blade and folder on me at all times, but maybe I should put something a little bit larger in a get home bag. Maybe a machete or some sort of hatchet or something. I don't know. Tell me what you think about that. Just cover basics. So what are we talking about? Definitely a fire kit, clothing, hygiene, shelter, maybe an extra hoodie or something. I mean, like right now it's, upper 90s, or I'm sorry, upper 80s into the 90s, and it's not even midsummer yet. But I think some sort of clothing option would probably be a good thing to have, just to keep in the bag. Maybe some rain gear. If you've ever hiked in the rain, you know how miserable that can be. And if my main purpose is to get home as soon as possible, I'm going to be moving. And moving in the rain, well, it sucks. So some rain gear, and I think we have everything covered there. The basics: fire, food, shelter, clothing, hygiene. But what do you guys think about also, I want to keep the bag light, so I can move. The object is to move as quick as possible and and get where I need to go. But what else would you put in a bag? Would you put a little flat bar in there? Would you put a hatchet in there? I don't know how to pick locks, but maybe that would be a good thing to learn. I mean, there's a lot of fencing out here in Oklahoma and a lot of locked gates out here between me and home. You know, I could probably climb over a fence. There's a lot of barbed wire out here. Actually, I'm standing at a gate right now, which is all barbed wire fencing running around the pasture. You ever climb over barbed wire? It can be fun. It could be fun. So maybe I should learn some basic lock picking. You know, lock pick kit doesn't take up a lot of room and sure could save me a lot of time cutting through some of these pastures to get home. Definitely going to have a compass so I can at least go in the right direction. That would be helpful. Lock pick set. What do you think about like a pry bar, a little flat bar? You know, I'm not going to carry a 10-pound crowbar and a little get home bag. Again, you know, the purpose is to get home as soon as I possibly can. I don't want to be humping hundreds of pounds or even 60 pounds, to be honest with you. You know, keep it around 20, 25 pounds, I think. And with the addition of water, that 25 pounds goes quick. So maybe a little flat bar. Something if I need to wedge a door open. You know, I've done some construction back in the day, and I know my way around a little flat bar, that's for sure. So what do you guys think? What would you use? How would you tweak your bag to suit your needs? I don't take any medications, so that's not a concern. If it is an EMP, you know, would our phones work? Should I keep an extra little solar charger in my bag? It takes up weight, but would it be useless if it was an EMP? I don't know. Carrying some extra cords for my phone, earbuds, charging cords, you know, a little solar powered battery charger. It doesn't really take up a lot of room or a lot of weight, but would it be worth it? I don't know. We all have different needs. We all have different wants. I would definitely make sure that I have plenty of coffee in my bag. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. I'm not a connoisseur, but I do love my coffee, and that would be a little added bonus to have some extra coffee in my bag, just to, you know, morale boost for sure. And you know, that caffeine, I have a problem with caffeine. I'm an addict. Love my coffee. So it's not necessary, but those little comfort items, if you're hiking 100 miles and you got to do it in 2, 3, 4 days, you're probably going to want something in your bag that gives you a little bit of comfort. Morale is big. So, I don't know. Tell me what you think.